All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TGJ, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
Rappers, they're all so tough until you hear their real name.
Yeah, well, until you see them at a Puffy party.
Oh.
Then they're not tough no more. I'm surprised that the rap game is still alive after, because the masculinity that...
Petey Pablo vanished despite early chart success, and DaBaby faced orchestrated festival cancellations, blacklisting, and amplified scandals. Legal troubles and emotional isolation are often manipulated by moguls. The spotlight in hip-hop isn't always what it seems. Some stars burn bright for months, then vanish without explanation.
Katt Williams exposes the rappers in the industry like Humphrey Scott as a mass TV.
That's what they do. Yeah. Even like in the rap world, like all of the rappers that you know that never been to jail and never got in any trouble with the law, but they talk as if their life is opposite of that. Like, those are federal informants.
What forces decide who rises and who is erased before anyone even notices? Katt has long warned that the fame you see is just the surface. Behind it, manipulation runs deep, almost surgical in its precision. He recalls observing rising talents whose every move seemed guided, every appearance carefully scripted. Petey, for instance, was a southern rap sensation in the early 2000s. His track Raise Up stormed the charts in 2001, earning him a Grammy nomination and cementing his credibility in a scene dominated by juggernauts like Outkast and Ludacris. But just as his trajectory pointed skyward, Death Row Records reportedly planned to sign him, then everything shifted.
Nickname like that?
No.
Me neither.
In the constellation of stars that make up the world of entertainment, there are stories that shine brightly in the public eye and others that lurk in the shadows, only whispered about in hushed tones. One such story, brought to the fore by the bold and controversial Katt Williams, involves the legendary figure of P. Diddy, a titan in the music industry, and a series of interactions that peel back the veneer of celebrity life to reveal a more complex, often unsettling reality. The Catalyst, Katt Williams' revelation. The narrative begins with Katt Williams, a figure known for his incisive wit and unabashed honesty. In an interview that quickly spiraled into a viral sensation, Williams divulges his experiences and observations regarding P. Diddy, an icon whose influence and power in the music world are unparalleled. Williams paints a picture of an industry where personal and professional lines are often blurred.
Insiders reveal the existence of freak-offs, clandestine gatherings where attendance supposedly sealed an artist's future. Those who refused, blackballed, publicly undermined, or quietly erased. Compliance guaranteed survival, but often at the cost of autonomy, creativity, and freedom. Katt describes this as a predetermined system. Young artists are constantly tested, forced into invisible loyalty challenges. Public scandals, many are orchestrated to pressure stars into compliance without fans ever understanding why. DaBaby's rapid decline in 2019 mirrors this pattern. Festival cancellations, vanished endorsements, and amplified controversies all hint at forces unseen. Talent alone offers no protection.
Guys, Katt Williams has done it again. And by it, I mean he has dropped yet another bombshell no-holds-barred interview, just like the one he dropped last year on Club Shay Shay, which, by the way, the world has still not recovered from. Katt spilled a lot of hot, spicy industry tea in this interview, as usual, but one of the things that really struck people was when he talked about certain rappers in the industry being federal informants.
Each story, Petey DaBaby, reveals a chilling truth. One misstep, one refusal, can completely derail a promising career. And yet, the hidden gatherings reportedly collect leverage that reverberates for decades. The question remains, what happens when a star says no behind the velvet ropes? Some vanish so quickly, fans barely notice. Why do a few refusals trigger a domino effect that can end careers? DaBaby once seemed untouchable. Viral videos, chart-topping hits, sold-out arenas, his trajectory screamed unstoppable. Then 2019 hit. Festivals abruptly canceled performances. Major sponsors withdrew partnerships in mere weeks.
Even like in the rap world, like all of the rappers that you know that never been to jail and never gotten any trouble with the law, but they talk as if their life is opposite of that. Like, those are federal informants.
Radio stations that once spun his music nonstop suddenly cut airplay. Publicly, it looked like self-sabotage, but insiders whisper about the invisible hand of the industry steering outcomes. Katt explains that young artists are tested constantly, subtly coerced into elite gatherings known as freak-offs. Refusal, instant backlash, amplified scandals, and sometimes legal troubles designed to punish quietly without fan awareness. Petey's story from decades earlier mirrors this pattern. After his meteoric rise with Raise Up, subtle interventions, cut sessions, pulled promotions, derailed him. Fans never understood why. The system rewards compliance and punishes resistance, quietly preserving mogul power. DaBaby reportedly avoided some gatherings, a decision insiders linked to his rapid career shift. Every performance, every video, every sponsorship is scrutinized not only for talent, but for obedience. Artists must constantly choose short-term exposure or long-term freedom. The consequences are devastating. Emotional isolation, financial loss, and public scrutiny pile on quickly. Even decades of influence cannot erase the stigma of being blackballed. Southern rappers in the early 2000s experienced similar collapses, revealing that this isn't coincidence, it's method. Freak-offs allegedly double as surveillance hubs and leverage machines, ensuring loyalty while draining creativity and personal freedom. Refusal sends a message. Boundaries have a price. Emotional vulnerability is exploited to maintain the illusion of voluntary compliance. The hidden cost is staggering, career-ending, spiritually draining, and often invisible to outsiders.
Katt Williams came and said all that shit.
He was the first nigga that came out of it.
He said, yo, this the year of the truth. I don't know if they got like a little memo, like, yeah, it's time. Like,
I think it's what we deserve as us people.
That is true.
Because he was talking about Diddy in that podcast. He was talking, and that was the first subject he got on to in the beginning of the year, bro.
That's true.
That was too fresh for our minds, bro.
Word. And then
look, boom, 6 months later.
Word.
The allegations.
Look where we at. Word. The allegations, the video.
And he just did a Netflix special where he killed it.
Yeah, word.
Another one.
Word. Speaking of Netflix, did you see the Kevin Hart shit? The Tom Brady roast?
Nah, I'm getting into that.
I'm gonna let you watch it because I don't know how I feel. Like, some of the jokes.
Why do some stars survive the invisible battlefield while others disappear overnight? Can cunning and restraint truly outlast raw talent? Some artists navigate the system by mastering unspoken rules, reading between every handshake and nod. Compliance often requires attending elite events while secretly holding personal boundaries. DaBaby learned to distance himself from certain gatherings, avoiding entrapment that derailed others. Petey relied on negotiation through intermediaries, leveraging careful connections to safeguard himself. Insiders note that discreet alliances act as shields. Even Terrence Howard reportedly helped Petey maneuver through volatile situations. Knowing which moguls wield influence is critical. One misstep can mean months off the airwaves. Strategic collaborations with insiders reduce risk, while the timing and location of appearances are calculated with military precision. Avoiding controversial statements is part of survival. A single viral quote can undo years of careful progress. Katt emphasizes mental resilience as essential for navigating coercion. Artists who refuse to compromise core values endure immense personal sacrifice, but some survive by creating unique niches outside mainstream channels. Social media can bypass gatekeepers, while strategic retreats protect long-term brand integrity. Knowledge of who is watching informs every decision. Small, calculated acts of resistance are tolerated only if carefully executed. Financial planning, emotional intelligence, and reading subtle cues from power figures become life-saving skills. Recording sessions, collaborations, and public disclosures are selectively shared with trusted allies. Some artists build private networks to protect safety, while legal counsel is a quiet lifeline against covert coercion. Remaining unpredictable, cultivating secret mentorships, and adapting without surrendering principles ensures longevity. Public image may be curated to satisfy expectations while maintaining private autonomy. Insiders leak subtle signals, guiding careers with invisible handshakes, while discretion and low exposure reduce vulnerability. Survival becomes a delicate balancing act between visibility, compliance, and integrity. Why do some artists disappear even at the height of success? Could refusal to bend ever trigger a carefully concealed takedown? Petey vanished from mainstream charts despite early hits that promised stardom. His decline coincided with choices to resist compromising his creative vision. Legal troubles, sometimes inflated or strategically highlighted, were leveraged to intimidate. Public scandals were amplified, masking orchestrated coercion, while DaBaby's 2019 controversies show how sudden takedowns can appear spontaneous. Festival cancellations merged with social media backlash, sponsorships pulled under arbitrary pretexts, leaving fans puzzled. Katt notes this pattern has repeated across decades. Non-compliance consistently triggers punishment. Radio blacklisting limits exposure to new audiences, and even immense talent cannot bypass the system alone. Alleged freak-offs reportedly capture compromising material for leverage, reinforcing a culture of compliance through fear. Emotional isolation, financial strain, and public shaming often follow. Personal lives are weaponized, public perception sculpted to maintain control. Legal entanglements can be exaggerated or misrepresented, magnifying consequences without clear cause. Patterns reveal deliberate dismantling rather than organic decline, showing moguls' dominance extends decades. Surviving artists speak cautiously, offering veiled hints, while fans unknowingly support the cycle by consuming sensationalized content. Historical repetition in the 1990s, 2000s, and 2010s suggests systematic orchestration of entire regional hip-hop scenes. Resistance is costly, rarely rewarded, and the emotional toll is profound. Anxiety, depression, public humiliation, and spiritual exhaustion mark the price. Silent manipulation erases dissenters while reinforcing hierarchy and control. Careers can be directed, paused, or destroyed long before scandals hit headlines. Alleged coercion remains largely undocumented, leaving power invisible yet absolute. Why do some artists seem unstoppable while others vanish overnight? Could the real power behind fame be invisible to everyone? The industry thrives on cycles of compliance and destruction, shaping careers like chess pieces. Katt, Petey, and DaBaby all illustrate systemic patterns that repeat across decades. Public perception rarely reflects private realities. Moguls consolidate power, dictating trends, sponsorships, and opportunities with subtle yet absolute control. Fans unknowingly enforce this system by engaging with viral content, social media narratives, and mainstream hype. Secret events and alleged freak-offs have influenced multiple generations. One missed invitation or a single refusal can end a promising career. Compliance may bring temporary success, but often at a spiritual and personal cost. Historical patterns dating back to the 1990s reveal the depth of orchestration. Katt frequently highlights the psychological manipulation used against rising stars, showing how careers are built, tested, and sometimes erased deliberately. Emotional strain and financial setbacks leave lasting scars. Young talent frequently discovers the hidden systems only after irreversible mistakes. Influence extends beyond music into television, film, and broader entertainment spheres. DaBaby's and Petey's stories act as cautionary tales. Fans are challenged to critically assess mainstream narratives. Insiders suggest that scarcity and exclusivity are maintained through deliberate compliance enforcement. Patterns mirror entertainment industries worldwide. Talent alone is insufficient to survive. Mentorship can be genuine or covert control. Public recognition may test obedience, and collaborations are often politically motivated. Fame is conditional, boundaries tested continuously, and systemic pressures risk passing to future generations. Artists sometimes leave mainstream channels to reclaim independence. Understanding this hidden system is the first step toward breaking the cycle for both creators and the audience that elevate them. Want more shocking truths behind the music you love? Dive into our full archive of hidden histories, scandals, and secret industry stories. Don't miss a single reveal. Watch more, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the next secret.